You know what really hit me from the current Epstein Files dump? It's that the super rich, they truly believe that they're untouchable. They believe nothing can touch them. Justice will never reach them. As I'm reading through these email exchanges, looking at the photos that like Epstein fucking had on his desk that were just passed around, right? The birthday book, everything. They were just so overt, so brazen, so shameless, because they had no interest and desire in hiding it. Sure, I'm sure Epstein was extorting all of them, right? I understand that, but within their special elite enclave, they really thought that they were protected and that nobody outside of that was going to be able to touch them. They could do whatever they wanted. They could dehumanize us. They could victimize women and girls and boys as much as they want to, and nothing would ever happen to them. It's the sheer sloppiness, how cavalier they were with evidence, right? With paper trails, with photos, with communications. They clearly thought they didn't have to try to cover their tracks because they thought nobody would be following them. Nobody would be coming after them to hold them to account. The super rich, billionaires, tech bros, restaurateurs, celebrities, elected officials, royalty from other countries, they really do think that they are above all of us. They really think that they exist in a separate sphere and that they're untouchable and that we're playthings to them. We exist to be exploited by them. They do not see us as human beings at all. They used, assaulted, trafficked children for their own gratification, their own enjoyment, their own entertainment, and didn't seem to have any problem with that, doing it over and over. They all knew that they were doing it. Everybody knew, and it was something that was just normalized for them. Much like how the super rich have normalized exploiting all of us, right? We are not human beings. Our quality of life does not matter. Our trauma doesn't matter. How we are abused by them does not matter. We are cogs in their machine. We exist to purchase their products, to give our life, hours, our sweat, our blood, our labor, to produce profit for them. That's it. That's all we exist for. This is why technocrat bros, right? They want a feudal system where they are basically lords and we are little serfs who exist for no other purpose than to funnel money up into their dragon hoard and provide amusement for them. I mean, I've known some of that for a long time. That's why I'm an anti-capitalist. That's why I think that we should absolutely tax billionaires out of existence. But just the level of depravity. And again, we've only seen, just barely 50% of the Epstein Files have been released, right? People haven't been able to comb through all of it. And another 50% is being held back. And now Todd Blanche says the investigation is over. How bad this dump was is so bad. So bad. It's real bad. I don't really think everybody should be looking through it. And knowing that what they've held back is likely so much worse. I've seen a number of posts on social media lately where people said, your favorite person is probably in the Epstein Files. If they're a celebrity, if they're a rich person, if they're, some kind of Nepo baby, if they're, again, like a restaurateur, if they're a member of some royal family somewhere, and you idolize them, you look up to them, they're rich and powerful, they're probably in the Epstein Files. And of course, I would say, not my boy Steve Irwin. He's not going to be in there. Fred Rogers, not going to be in there. I think at this point in time, if somebody is wealthy and rich, it should not surprise us that their name is in there. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It's just glaringly apparent looking at all of this that they thought that they were going to be protected. They thought their money would buy silence, and clearly it has with politicians in our government for quite a while. Either they're bought and paid for, or they're being extorted because their names are in there. How deep it goes and how much they're all protecting each other. Their billions of dollars that they got by exploiting all of us are being used to protect them from facing justice for trafficking little children. Of course, one billionaire that everybody is talking about, and for some reason people seem to think he was a good person because he has a charitable foundation. All these fuckers have charitable foundations. We could have a whole conversation about how charity in this country, philanthropy in this country, engaged in by the super rich, is just a way that they shape society to benefit them. It's all a fucking scam. I have actually had that conversation. I've made several videos on that, but I'd talk about it all day. Philanthropy is a scam. When the super rich set up charitable foundations, it's because they want to watch us all do a little dance for them. It's because they want to spend their money in ways that enhances their wealth and power and shapes the world to match their vision. If it's somebody like Peter Thiel or Elon Musk, it's an evil technocrat bro vision. But whoever these guys are, whoever they are, they're spending their money in ways that makes them feel good, but really is increasing their power, their stranglehold over all of us. I'm telling y'all, there's no such thing as a good billionaire. It's them versus us. It's the elites, the super rich versus all of us in the working class. That really is the only fight here. That's our ultimate oppressor. The super rich, they use capitalism, white supremacy, and the patriarchy to control all of us, to divide all of us, to keep us from uniting in solidarity and overthrowing their asses. So everybody's talking about Bill Gates in this current tranche, and he was in the last set as well. Photos of him, and photos of him that Jeffrey Epstein had displayed in his home. And I saw so many people who were like, no, can't. Bill Gates, he's got a charitable foundation. He's one of the good billionaires. Like, okay. So of course, these latest emails that name him and claim that he got an STI and then potentially gave it to his wife, and tried to ask Epstein how to give her antibiotics without her knowing that she had potentially contracted an STI from him. He calls all of that absurd, right? He has come out and vigorously denied that the claims in the file dump are true. He said absolutely absurd and completely false. But he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm sorry, but like anybody who was friends with Jeffrey Epstein, anybody who wanted to party with him, why are we believing? Why are we believing those people? I did find this interview that Melinda Gates gave to be illuminating.
It was also widely reported that Bill had a friendship or business or some kind of contact with Jeffrey Epstein, and that you were not, that was very upsetting to you. Did that play a role in the divorce at all in this process?
Yeah, as I said, it's not one thing, it was many things. But I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, no.
And you made that clear to him?
I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, my heart breaks for these young women because that's how I felt. And here I'm an older woman. My God, I feel terrible for those young women. It's awful.
You felt that the moment you walked in? I didn't realize
that. He was awful.
Yeah. And you shared that with Bill, and he still continued to spend time with him?
Any of the questions remaining about what Bill's relationship there was, those are for Bill to answer.
Okay.
Made it very clear how I felt about him.
It's us versus them, y'all. It's us versus them. There is no war but the class war. They think they can do whatever they want to us and get away with it. Brazen, careless, lackadaisical. They are not worried about covering their tracks. They're not worried about any of the crimes that they commit because they don't fear facing justice at all because they have bought the system. They have bought the system. They have bought our oppression. They have bought it all with our labor, our money. It's all us. They have built it all off exploiting us. A creator the other day that I respect very much said, could we stop acting like fascism that's happening in the United States right now is a distraction from the Epstein Files? Could we stop acting like everything that they're doing is just a distraction from the Epstein Files and realize that fascism on its own is bad enough? And I appreciate that sentiment. I appreciate that. But as I like to say, they're using the permaculture concept of stacking functions. They're doing as many bad things as they can in one action. Yeah, sure, it's advancing fascism. It's also to distract you from the Epstein Files because the Epstein Files are part of the fascism. They're part of the system that is oppressing all of us, that has now become like overt, right? It's on the surface. All of the things that were hidden are just now in plain view. They don't care. It has risen to a level where they just feel that they can do whatever they want out in the open. Before it was through emails, before it was through photographs that they allowed to be taken of themselves doing just horrific things. Before it was their willingness to party with Jeffrey Epstein, right? That was bad enough. They thought they were untouchable then. They feel so much more empowered now. The super rich have gotten so much richer since Donald Trump got elected. Our government has gotten so much more corrupt since Donald Trump got elected. They're now just like out in the open. It's all in the open. The fascism is right in your face, right? The exploitation of all of us, the murdering us, the abusing us, the traumatizing us on a daily basis, it's all right in our faces. But they're not separate things. They're not separate things. The Epstein Files is part of the fascism. The way that they perceive and treat us, it's all connected.